This is Yohhamgambal. We're back playing Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Last time we traveled to the mall, and we're gonna go through the terminal now to reach Ginza with our friend Hijira. I believe that's what his name is. This is post-recording. Unfortunately, when I was recording this video, I had everything hooked up, and when I was recording, I didn't realize that my recording was coming from my laptop microphone and not my my Blue Yeti microphone. So that completely made it sound not great. So I said, you know, let's redo this. It was a pretty long episode, so it's fine. I edited it down from like 50 to 30, which is pretty good. As you can see, though, I did a little bit of leveling up. I actually did a lot of leveling up, but one of the things I did was I didn't level up Pixie all the way because she's about to transform. Because once she learns her last move, she'll be able to transform into a more powerful form. And I wanted you guys to see what that looked like. As you can see, Will-O-Wisp leveled up. He learned Macarena down there. And Last Resort. Last Resort is basically just self-destruct or explosion. And Maka Kama Jama Rama is just a, it powers up your magic. The whole team's magic. So it's fairly good. And eventually, there we go. Kodama learned Scout and Auto Force. Anti-Force, sorry. It just Anti-Force lowers the damage of Force, and then Scout just helps him talk to enemies, which can be nice. And then Pietra learned Venom Claw, which is a high critical hit rate, I believe, but also has a chance of poisoning, but more importantly, he learned Fog Breath. And Fog Breath is great because that allows you to lower the evasion of almost every enemy on the field by 2. It's very good, but it's really expensive. Ho-Po learned Nag and Sexy Gaze. Nag just lets you take money from enemies, and Sexy Gaze charms enemies. And I've actually been using it a lot lately. I didn't really use status inflictions a lot when I played through this game myself, but it's actually been coming in handy. And then he just learned Taruka Ja, which just powers up your physical attack, which is pretty nice. And I didn't level her up very much, but she will learn Bufasud, which is nice, but don't get too attached to her because she's going to be gone pretty soon. And then our main character is just kind of that. So yep, and with that though, we can go ahead. There's nothing else we can really do here. One thing I do real quick though is I go heal. Because I didn't have the foresight to do it beforehand. Unfortunately though, I couldn't get a lot of money. Even though, because the enemies don't drop a lot, and it costs more to heal than anything else. So it's really, really annoying. So, yeah, and I tried to talk to a slime, it didn't really work, but, yeah, that's just one of those things that's really annoying. And, yeah, I wish I could get a slime. We can actually fuse for a slime, but so as you can see, I'm using status ailments a lot more, and it actually has been working pretty well for me, because it's not something I really did a lot in my practice run, but it's, when I was playing through myself, but it's actually pretty good. And as you can see, Pixie leveled up. She gets strength a lot, but I don't get it. She doesn't use physical moves. Anyways, we're gonna let Pixie transform. I really do love monster games with monster collecting, RPGs with monster collecting in it, especially when you can evolve monsters and stuff. It's one of my favorite things in RPGs. So there we go. She transformed. And with that, she bumped up to level 10 too, so that's nice. And so now she has a whole bunch of new moves she can learn. I think High Pixie evolves one more time, but it's at like 45 or something. It's at a pretty ridiculously high level. But, yeah. So with that though, I think I just switched out Ho-Po for her, just because I want Ho-Po to get a couple more levels. I think she's going to be gone soon, too. No, I have her still for a little bit. So anyways, though, with that, though, we can finally take him up on his offer, so we can head to Ginza. Gonna go to the Amala Network. Alright, we'll do our best. Try and stay alive. That's what I'll try. I don't know if there's always an exit if there's an entrance, but here we are, we're in the network. This place is kind of annoying because the enemies here are surprisingly annoying, but yet give out very little experience. But that's probably just because I did a lot of level grinding off screen, so they don't give a lot of experience, but they're still annoying. So anyways, here we have elements, and elements are really annoying. This is Arios. He likes to use Zhao and Dai, and he's very annoying. And elements you really can't recruit into your ranks by talking to them. You have to buy them, and you'll see that in the next part. But they're very annoying. They're pretty defensive, and they have usually pretty good abilities to come along with them. Thankfully, this one was by himself, but trust me, they'll give me a lot of trouble later on in this part. Yeah, I kind of get destroyed by one. Because they also like to use Charm, and Charm is pretty... yeah, getting either charmed or panicked is bad because charm makes you either attack your allies or heal them or give them boost, while panic makes you either stand around, do nothing, or throw your money on the ground, which isn't good, or run away sometimes. Anyways, here we have another element. These are Earthies. They're pretty similar to the air, except they like to boost defense and use... They also have Zhao too. They don't actually have Terra, which is interesting, but they're weak to wind. So yeah, they're not too bad. But they can be annoying though because they do, like, when they start boosting the defenses of everyone, and then your attacks are doing like maybe 13 damage, and then the other elements are using Dao and keep hitting you and shocking you and then charming you, it can be very bad, especially when you're ambushed, or it's like the third surprise attack that's happened. So yeah, this stone. Anyways, though, yeah, there's a lot of enemies here, but thankfully, though, they're not too hard to deal with. Thankfully, they're pretty. Well, like I said, they can be annoying, depending on what mix you get, and more unfortunately, though, they can be very. Yeah, I'm also sometimes an idiot, and I was putting on the Magatama that made me weak to Zhao, which was not a good idea. Anyway, so unfortunately, it looks like this place does not want us to go through. It just keeps doing weird things, which is not helpful. It's very annoying, in fact. I wish to go through, but whatever. So yes, we gotta find... we're losing our connection, so let's keep going. And we're just running into a ton of... Actually, the funny thing is, I didn't realize that I still had... one of Will-O-Wisp's ability is called, like, Riborama, or something like that. And what it does is it makes enemies, enemies will be drawn to you a lot quicker. So the reason why I'm having so many wild encounters is because I had that effect, and I didn't realize I had that effect. I should have gone the other way first because there's actually an item there. But there's really not that many great items here. I kind of ignore most of them because I really don't like this place, just because it's really a pain in the ass. So, yeah. So I skip a lot of items here, honestly. Not usually something I like to do, but the enemies here are just really annoying, and they just give off so little experience and not a lot of money either that it's just not worth the trouble. And there we go, the attract finally wore off. It's funny, I had no idea I had that on. I was like, God, why am I running into so many enemies? It was a bead though, and beads are actually pretty good since they do give you a full health. If it was a bead chain, that'd be even better since that heals everybody in your party, but you know, I'll take a bead too. I'm not complaining. It's still good. But yeah, this place is pretty cool looking though, especially the red stuff on the ground. And thankfully though, there's a healing room. Thankfully though, they throw you a bone by giving you healing rooms that are free. And here I was like, okay, well, let's get into this so we can learn an ice move, which actually has been helpful. It is good to have at least a little bit of magic on your character, even if you're a physical attacker. It's just nice to have a little bit, just because sometimes enemies aren't... They'll have resistance to physical, and if you can maybe do a little bit of magic damage, that can be helpful. Or, because with Ice Breath, I have a chance of freezing them, which is really nice. Thankfully, they also give us a terminal, so we can save. But yeah, it's nice that there's a... The free health is really nice, because you're not going to get a lot of locations that give you a free health, so you want to take advantage of them. Mainly because so much of your money will actually be drained from healing your party. most of your money goes to healing your party. So that's why it takes so long to actually buy items, especially in hard mode, because in hard mode, items I think are either 2 times to 3 times more expensive than normal. They cost more, so it takes even longer to get items, especially the Magatama, because those are already expensive as it is, but then they make it even more expensive. I wish they didn't do that in the game, because I like hard mode in this game because it gives me a good challenge, and it means you can never run away from a fight, and the AI fights a little smarter, but I don't like the fact that things cost so much more money. It makes getting items, especially specific ones like the Magatama, an absolute grind. There is an area in the game where you can get a huge amount of money in like a couple of minutes, but I am super terrible at it. I can't do it. I'll talk about it when we get to a place like that later on, but I cannot do it. I am so garbage at it. Anyways, she learned Bufa, so that's nice. Anyways, here's another anomaly. Can you hear me now? I can hear you a little bit. Thankfully, though, we got a hacker on the inside. It's getting pretty... He seems really infatuated with these terminals. He's doing pretty well for himself, though. Otherwise, though, he's surviving. Like, it's so funny. Our character is barely surviving through so much stuff, but yet the humans has been him, and then our friend, the girl, who seems to be fairly okay, and we're here just getting ambushed constantly. But I like to think that's maybe because we're a demon, so maybe we attract other demons, especially since we're like a special kind of demon. We're a Demi-Feind, so maybe that just causes a special type of attraction to us. So anyways, I was getting a little lost for a second. This place isn't too complicated, but it is a little annoying that the room, you know, when you go through certain hallways, they just teleport you back. It can be useful, but it's a little annoying. Yeah, so I just heal again, because, you know, again, like I said, you don't get a lot of free heals, so take them when you can. And yeah, just a lot of enemies. There's only one more new enemy in this area we haven't met yet, so we'll see him fairly soon. Unfortunately, more doors are just gonna keep, excuse me, are just gonna keep closing up on us. This place is being a real dick. I just want to get through here. That's all. Here's the treasure room. I don't find it. This area I really just don't like being in, so I just skip past it. It's not like there's really any good items anyways. I think it's like a life stone. Nothing really like crazy. Nothing really like, oh, like, let me see. I have a list up with it. It's like a Mazen stone, a chakra drop. It's really nothing crazy, so you'll be okay passing it. But unfortunately, though, that last fight, as you can see, took a huge toll on me, because what happened was they kept charming the main character, and he would kill everybody. Because I don't have any abilities that get rid of charm, and only your main character can actually use items. So he just went through his charm and kept killing off all my party members. And yeah, it was bad. And then I'm going to make a mistake here pretty soon. Or I already have now. I have the Magatama on me that promotes ice but is weak to electricity. And unfortunately, the Earthies and the Eroses like to use electricity. And I was thinking, well, I should be okay. But it becomes my downfall. I get a little, you'll see in a minute. It's pretty bad. It's pretty funny, honestly. Because it's like, yeah, this game still is challenging. I've beaten it before in hard mode, gotten the hardest ending. It's still a hard game. I really like it a lot, though. It's one of my favorite, actually, RPGs. I don't know if it's my favorite Shin Megami Tensei game, though. That still might go to Digital Devil Saga. But I do really like Nocturne a lot. It's definitely up there. It'd probably be like Digital Devil Saga 1/2, then probably Nocturne, then Persona 3. Because there's so many other Shin Megami Tensei games I haven't played it. Like the one where you're like an officer. I need to buy those. I know you can buy them on the PlayStation 3, but I like to have physical copies on my PS2. That's why this LP doesn't look as good as it could, because if I got the PlayStation 3 version, I could record it off that, because my PlayStation 3 isn't backwards compatible. So yeah. And there we go. As you can see, I'm charmed to death. I got absolutely destroyed. It's probably going to happen again in this LP, but I wasn't expecting it to happen again so soon. In the first episode and then in this one. But just being a little more careful, taking my precautions. And thankfully, though, we made it to the anomaly room. There's one more after this. Well, it only did me so much good because I just got my ass whooped again. But yeah, though, what really is hard is when you just start getting criticaled after, because, you know, they critical you, then, you know, they get more turns, and then they hit your weakness, and then they throw a charm on you, and then you're like, fuck. It's just like, it's downhill. It was so bad because it's like, okay, I can maybe make it, and then they charged me, and I was the only character there, and I was like, well, I'm done. I can't do anything. Oh well. But thankfully, though, he opened another doorway for us. And look, oh, a brand new enemy. The Choserone. They're weak to wind. They absorb fire. And they are resistant to physical. They're not super dangerous, but they can do stone gaze, which turns you into stone, which is very bad. It's funny, though, they look very similar to another monster in this game called Legion, which of course makes me think of Shadow Man, because the final boss in that game, the mastermind behind everything, was Legion. I hope they make I wish they would bring Shadow Man to the PlayStation 4. Like, just the PS1 version of it to the PlayStation 4. Just because, well, not the PS1 version. I have the PS1 version of Shadow Man. It's absolute garbage. It's terrible. It would be nice if they... Because the PC version's like the best, I hear, and then there's also the Dreamcast version. But there's a Dreamcast version, I think, but I know there's a Nintendo 64. I would love it if they brought it over, or they just made like a. I would almost say maybe do like a remake, like what they did with the Crash and Spyro. But the original's so good as it is, though, is pretty great. So I don't know. I would love to. I don't know. It'd just be great, I think. Actually, what they need to do is make a sequel for Okog the Shadow King. I'm still waiting. I feel like the only Okog the Shadow King fan. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Anyways, though, here's the exit. Well, not the exit, but... Actually, no, yeah. This is pretty much the end of this area. Because once we go through this room, we got this area. That's the exit right there, but unfortunately it's blocked. Yeah, the network's in a bad mood. It's not letting us out. But thankfully there is a Hall of Records, which you know I'm about to dip into. And then there's also a free healing area. Again, love the free healing areas. Not enough of them. Because it costs even more. Like, healing your allies doesn't cost a ton, but it does cost a little bit. It chips away at you. But what really costs a lot is when you want to revive them. That's what gets that's where you start dumping the money. I almost wonder if it'd be cheaper to get a revival bead. It probably wouldn't. But, yeah, as you can see, we leveled up, and with that, we will learn Ice Breath. Which is pretty good. It's pretty decent. Makes you think of Digital Devil Saga 1, where where Surf is, you know, very ice-focused. And the next ability we can get is Mana Bonus, which would be okay. But we're going to ingest our physical thing. Our physical Magatama. It'll be nice to learn Counter. And unfortunately, I forgot that this was right here. I thought it was behind a door, but this is actually the boss encounter right here. Thankfully, though, this boss encounter is kind of funny. He actually lets you leave if you're not ready. Because my party, I did not have a good party on me. So yeah, definitely wanted to leave. Because this Spectre can actually be relatively tricky if you're not careful. He's pretty resistant to all types of magic, so you just want to focus on physical. So what I did was I brought out my party members who could really help me, who could help boost my stats and lower his stats so that we could survive a little longer. And it actually worked out pretty damn well. I actually never gone through this fight that easy before, so it's really, really nice that it worked out this way. So yeah, I brought Hypixie, Petra, and Shin Megami. And it actually worked out pretty damn well. Actually really surprised me. I'm kind of bummed out the original recording of my voice didn't keep. I was tempted to use it, but it sounded really bad. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. That'd be a shitty thing to do. That'd be shitty. Plus, you all want to hear my sultry, beautiful voice, don't you? Anyways, what the Spectre does is he summons a bunch of little specters with him, and they're very annoying. So you want to get rid of as many as you can. Normally I would go for Berserk, but it's better just to get... Berserk spreads the damage out, and you only get like 2 turns before he changes his tactics. So just focusing on one to get rid of them is the best choice. So I lowered the defense, which was nice, and then I just go for a Venom Claw, which gives me a critical. And again, I have him, so he's going to raise our attack so that we can do even more damage. And then I just go for a regular attack, doing like 84. Pretty good. So they're relatively weak. They do have Agi though, which isn't great because the Shikigami, was I calling him Shimigami? I'm sorry, Shikigami is weak to fire, and so is Pietra. So unfortunately there's some extra turns, but yeah, I got pretty damn lucky that they didn't straight up kill me. Sometimes this game comes down to just luck. I was just using regular attacks with him because his Venom Claw actually has a pretty high chance of missing, but has a really good critical rate and a poison rate. So as you can see, he only works for like 2 turns that he has all his little buddies, but then he transforms into a bigger form. And it just, I think depending on how many he has, it determines maybe his HP or his stats. I don't remember exactly what it determines, but he is very annoying. I think it actually determines one of his special attacks that he has. But he's very annoying. And as you can see, my main character is just pretty damn not great. But I go for the lunge, do 83, which is pretty damn good. And then just have high pixie heal. And then I go for Fog Breath, which lowers his accuracy and evasion drastically by 2 points. So it's really damn good. You definitely want that. And then I just lower his attack too, because he's not going to split up anymore, which is nice. So it lowers his attack and magic. Fortunately, Pietra dies, but he did what he needed to do. Yeah, as you can see, his Fog Breath definitely saved me there. And then I just go for another regular attack and just making high pixie just deal with healing, because yeah. And then I just raise our physical attack, or do I? No, I lower his, yeah, that's right. I'd rather him have worse accuracy than, yeah. Because his Foul Havoc can actually be dangerous. That's what I think is where the other little specters go. I think that's what determines it. I didn't know if I should heal or not, but I got a lucky critical and I finished him off. So yeah, that was the easiest I've ever had with the Spectre. It was actually pretty damn lucky. And Pixie, she gets strength. It's actually funny, when she transformed, she lost one of her strength boosts, I think. And interesting enough, though, we don't actually kill the Spectre. He just disappears for now. Hopefully we never see him again. Yeah, I guess I am. And with that, the door backs the nopes the hell out of here. Yeah, we did get there, but slight detour wasn't great, but it did make us stronger. Fortunately, though, we're really weak, and I was really worried we might come across an enemy and I might get charmed and everything would get ruined. You never know with these kind of things. It can happen, and it probably will at some point, so I just healed everybody, and I just went ahead and saved, because I wanted to be cautious, you know. Because that would super suck. There we go. I like the way the terminals look like in the network. It's very cool looking. I don't think... Do I heal? Yeah, I heal too. I guess it's been a little overkill, but I already died once in this part, and I just really wanted to make sure I didn't die again. But that, though, we're all done, and then we head off. We head out of this network. We get the hell out of here, thank goodness. And I just, yeah, messing with the party for some reason, I don't know. But there we go, and we're out. Ew. This place reminds me of like a weird, gross, demonic beehive. Oh well. Get to look at the people. Tee-hee-hee. I'm a naughty demon. Oh yeah. Looking at peephole. This is a weird peephole though. It goes, it's really stretchy. Peepo! Alright, well we made it, thank goodness. Seems like we're not, seems like that place isn't the network, the Amala network though. Seems like that guy has a really fond interest of us. We'll have to see what that's about later. But you know what though, this is a great place to end this part, and we'll go ahead and explore Ginza in the next part. So this has been Yohhamgambal. Thanks for watching, see you next time as we continue to play more Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Oh, and the nice thing is we can now jump to other locations with the Amala link, and we don't have to go through that stuff again. Okay, bye then.